What is up, my friends? Welcome back to Herbal Space Program with your host, Jarring Ice. I know it's been a while since I streamed KSP, and it was May 21st. May 21st is the last time I streamed KSP, so it's been a minute. But I'm happy to say we're back. We're back. So let's get right into it. We need to do a bit of crew switching. Yes, it's true. We must switch out a bit of crew. See, let me get my list here. Hey, Malduck, how's it going? Let's see. Okay. First thing we're gonna start with is, that's still around. Let's check who we have on here. Sure, okay. Okay, good to know. And let's launch this thing. Now, if you haven't figured it out already, I have 10 Kerbals on the space station that I need to switch out. Gotta switch them. Bring them home, throw some new Kerbals up in there. It's about right. Got a TKS spacecraft, which is one of my favorite, very obscure craft, but one of my favorites to fly. I need to auto strut something here. This thing. Auto strut the engine. Now, inclination is going pretty well so far. That's kind of the only thing I need to worry about. I can pitch over just a bit more. Normally I don't really pitch over with that stage, so that's nice. Oh yeah, and I got a guitar today, so I've been learning how to play that. I already have a blister on my thumb. Since I wasn't using a pick. I will, Malduck. Okay. Now this is my first KSP stream since May 21st, so it's been a minute, as I say. It's been a minute. I think once we pass 44 kilometers, the flames should disappear. This kind of looks like an orangish tint. Okay. Drop that stage. Now we need to do the hard part of Rendezvous. That's already set as our target, so nothing we need to do there. Hopefully, because I haven't played KSP in a while, I'm just locked in, which may sound or seem counterintuitive, but that's just how it be. Okay, we have 44 seconds to, actually 50 to faff around here. I mean, the relative speed is going to be really high. Okay, yeah. Really close, but really high relative speed. Malduck, you remember the Gecko Station? I gotta be careful. I gotta really watch this. That works beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna keep this stage attached just because how much I need to slow this thing down. Now we can get some Krubles up in the, chilling in the, I guess you could call it a transfer stage, since it's the stage that you're in while you're waiting to get there, even though you are upside down. Mugs. Got our magical floating mugs. Clipboard. Let's see, it should be around here somewhere. And there it is. My favorite, the Ice Aerospace branded mug. Beautiful. Long time ago, and I'm talking about years ago, back when my channel was like nothing. It's still pretty nothing, but I mean like less than 50 subscribers, kind of nothing. I actually had merchandise shirts and stuff that I sold. No one ever bought them, but it's pretty cool having a Drawing Ice shirt. Okay, we should be coming up on the target soon. It should be directly below us. Let me turn that on so I can see it. Yes, I did have merch. Okay, are we gonna come into physics range? I think that's why it's... Yep, there's a visual glitch and we're in physics range. I probably should have started firing the engine earlier since I forgot how, or that this thing doesn't have the best thrust to weight ratio. Not bad, but it's not amazing. Okay. And then we're going to point towards the station. I never understood why it changes position in physics time warp, but that's something that stations do, I guess. And, I have a Soyuz on here already. Who's on here? Oh, I can cross these guys off the list then. Serpent, Willie, Camden. Okay, that makes my life a lot easier. I only have... Seven more Kubels? Wait. Yeah, seven more Kubels to take. So that makes my life a lot easier. Let's change the view. Now, that other thing should be... Yeah, it's right there. Which means I'm gonna have to come around to the other side of the station to dock. Yeesh. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I know what I'm doing more in this stream compared to my previous ones. We're gonna hit the, going to point towards the target. Then we're going to use the force of that to propel us towards it slightly. How much fuel is on? This thing's already losing power. Point it retrograde. Hopefully not bump into anything. There we are. Nice and docked. Quick save that. Okay. I think, yeah, here, these are the guys I need. Boom, and boom. Then let's get Malny. Interesting name. Hudzor. And then who else do I need to get? Is that guy in there? No. Probably in here, yep. In there. And let's get you. And throw you in there. Nice. Now we're going to... I can cross off their names now. Off the list. 4 more. Now, I don't think I've ever shown a Soyuz on screen. Or on stream, rather. Which, I guess I never really thought about it, but I guess in between streams at some point, I had brought up a Soyuz. Again, transmit science. This thing doesn't seem to be very operational. Okay. I shaved off a ton of ablator off these things, so it should be a lot. Well, I should have a lot more delta V. Oh yeah, and Malduck, you were talking about subscribing before. Bladder, what? Oh, ablator. That's what you meant. Ablator. Yeah, this stuff, it's what heat shields are made out of. It's kind of a plastic composite kind of thing. So, you were talking about subscribing before. If you subscribe, you don't get any ads, which that seems to be... I don't know why, but you are the only person that seems to consistently get ads. Then there's some, I guess, evil streamers that for some reason even give their subscribers ads, which I don't understand that personally. And I think that's wrong. Because they're already giving you money. I don't know. I don't understand that, but I wouldn't do that personally. Okay, now as with all re-entries that I like doing, I'm going to see how close I can cut this one before it starts flipping out. Already starting to get a bit toasty there. We're almost getting a plasma blackout. I remember a bunch, like, at the end of my last KSP video that actually did well. Ooh. That seemed to fragment, but nothing exploded. So, in my last KSP video that did well, a bunch of people were asking how I had the plasma blackout on the Kerbals. And some people were saying, oh, it's mods. It's mod. It's not a mod. It's just in the difficulty settings. So now I need to not do the, I need not to be too time warp happy and accidentally kill the Kerbals, which I have done before, sadly, and had to do missions again. Gonna jettison that. And we're gonna cut it close. Exactly 1,000. Open up the chute and boom. That would have been us. I time warped too fast, which is more likely than you think. Now we just have to wait to descend down a bit. Now, I did just use the move tool to hide a parachute inside this, which some people look down on clipping, but if I'm being honest, in this kind of situation where you're doing it for accuracy, I don't see much of an issue with it. Yeah, this is, I'm not sure you noticed, but during my my past streams, or KSP streams, I've had a little opener mission that I do. That I'm normally doing this or that, normally space station related things, and this was my this is my opener mission. Now, after this one here, I think I'm gonna do one more mission, that I'm gonna get into the crux of the video of the stream. Yes, the appetizer, if you will, the starter. Okay, now we're going to point retrograde in this thing. Now, I think we will be deorbiting on the dark side of the planet, which is suboptimal. We can actually time warp over here to a perigee. This is gonna take a while with these weedy monopropellant engines. I'll probably be landing in the ocean near the space, in between the space center and the desert. Oops, starting to get some temperature gauges. Starting to turn red, starting to see some plasma. Oh, there goes one of the antennas. There's another one right here. I want to see what happens to it. Right there. Oh, and it's gone. Starting to heat up a bit more. There goes one of the solar panels. There goes both of them. Though we haven't flipped yet. And there we go. Now we can actually switch to this and in theory control it, since it does still have a bunch of stuff on it. Malduck! Obliterate! Nice job. I was aiming for the water. We're just barely going to hit the desert. Okay, not barely, but from a space point of view, barely. Hello there to anyone tuning in on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Also, what kind of bot name was that? Socialist Roadbed. I think that was definitely a guy that got hacked, because I don't think any random name generator would be that. You can see the shadow. And boom. Okay, so a bunch of this stuff actually did hit the water. And one of the things ran into like a cactus or something. Doesn't this the texture kind of remind you of hay? Here? I never noticed that before. To me, it does. And we landed. Nice. Okay, now there's two ways we can do this. We can either do this in a way where it would take... Okay, there's actually three ways. Three ways we could do this. So I have 4 more crew I need to switch out. And either I can switch out 3 of them, leave the 4th guy, I'll figure that out later. And then we get on with the main stuff. That probably won't take too long. We can use a space shuttle, which I've never featured before, to do it, which will probably take a really long time. Or we could use an SSTO. I'm leaving that up to you. Catapult? What do you mean catapult? That was not an option. Catapults are not always an option. I don't know where you heard that. Let's see. Which one would I do? Let me check on the space shuttle. Should be near the bottom. The Venturer. Name of it. I don't remember when I wrote this. Maybe I should have put Space Shuttle in the title, since that always does well in KSP. If I were to do this. I've never done it before, so we can go ahead. Okay, let's see. Who do I need to bring? 3 pilots and an engineer. See, Mike Kerman, most normal named Kerbal. Ned Field. Oh wait, he's a scientist. Gurkas Kerman. Chris Lee. Let's just find a random engineer in the middle that I've never flown. No, I've flown these guys. Gemfell. Yeah, it's not a name I ever remember writing down. Okay, let's go with this. Hopefully this works out. Here is the Venture space shuttle in all of its glory and beauty. 2FX, I need to do this so it's not all blurry. As blurry. I probably, instead of having this empty, I probably should have had these up here empty. But I can fix that real fast. Appreciate that, Melduck. Wait. I forgot how the center of mass on this thing works. So, man, it should be fine. Okay, let's time warp to when this thing's over us. Where's the sun? Can watch that move. Hopefully it won't be a sunset launch. Give myself a bit extra time. Okay, put the throttle at like 66%. Something like that. Turn on the lights. Okay, countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Oh, bumped the launch tower there. I forgot about that I have to be careful with that. Okay, immediately right off the bat, I'm having to steer this thing with the keyboard. Oof. I'm not paying attention to much right now. I'm just staring at the nav ball, trying to keep that steady. Hey, Poliquid. And normally the Cribbles have their mouths hanging open. Okay, this thing's wanting to... Yeah, it's rolling. Dang it. Oof. Now I'm having to put in the work to keep this thing from flipping. Okay, well now we're like this, which very unsafe in real life would be. Okay, we've ditched the boosters and I should be able to flip the thing over now. Ah, dang it. Come on. Stop the roll. And... Nope, not that way. Our trajectory must be terrible. This is why I hate flying shuttles. I forgot to set fuel priority. Okay, I'm probably just gonna fly it like this on its belly. As unrealistic as that is. Oh, that's a terrible inclination. Let's fix that. Come on. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's terrible. Though we are really high, so we have wiggle room, as they say. We have some leeway. Though I can already tell our separation is going to be awful. Yeah, our speed. Okay, get it? I lost the encounter. Wow. Wow, if I do it like this, I can get a really good encounter. Wow. That's really good. Now, to keep this thing from flipping out, I'm probably gonna have... I'm gonna quick save right here. I can either do it with the space shuttle's maneuvering engines, or I can do it with the main engines. I think this is the action group. Wait. Let's see if I remember the action groups. 6. Yeah, that locked the control surfaces. Yeah, this is the last crew transfer of the day. Though I can tell landing this thing is gonna suck. Poliqueer, are you a fan of KSP? Hello there, Cam. They're just gonna go ahead and give us a tiny bit of extra thrust and activate the Terriers. It's not gonna do a whole lot, but... Cam, right now I'm gonna rendezvous the space shuttle with the Gecko station. Okay, now the thing is gonna be keeping this thing steady. I should have started my burn earlier, as it's already letting me know. I'm not doing anything right now. This is just the SAS trying to keep this thing stable. As you can see, our maneuver is already straying away from the nav ball. Hopefully I can get it close and then just correct with the Terriers. I think that's gonna be, since this thing's really getting messed up. Now, give me my camera back. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut it there. We're gonna 5 that. Ditch that. What was it again? Was it 9? No, that didn't do it. 8. I think I saved those for the SSTO. 1. No. Dang, I can't remember any of my action groups. I got the other ones good, but I can't get these. Was it 4? No, it wasn't. 3? Wow, I could have sworn I had an action group for this. It was 7. It was 7. Yep, there we go. Open the shuttle cargo bay. Now, because I don't have an encounter, I need to figure this out. And I just realized I have a nice giant piece of space debris up here now. And not gonna get nearly nice of an encounter as what I was initially promised. Not terrible, but something I can work with, but still not great. First thing to go wrong this stream. Hopefully, not the first of many. I'm playing this game of trying to get the encounter nodes as close as I can. Can I just move this? That does not help. I can already feel that this docking procedure is gonna be a shit show. Okay, wow, that does not help me. I'm gonna have to make this small maneuver and then go from there. Dang, it's hot in this room. 79 degrees, exactly, 79 degrees, wow. Well, my metric fellows, that's like 23 to 25 degrees, I think. I don't remember all my metrics. Okay, 4.4, that's, excuse me, not terrible. Not great, not terrible, as they say. With the space shuttle, my main gripe with it isn't docking itself, it's just getting the encounter. Since it's really not easy. Ah, that just keeps getting worse. Cams, I feel like your question is an affront to history, and I'm gonna choose not to answer it. This is probably the most boring part. Is having to faff around with maneuvers. It's my least favorite part of KSP missions. Except unless I'm flying the SSTO, then in that case it's docking. That's gonna have to be good enough for now. The farthest I've ever been is, keep your freaking nose down. Was Jewel, so Jupiter basically. That's not bad. That's not bad. I can't complain about that very much. I was checking the KSP streaming on streaming area on Twitch, and there's 45 I think 113 total viewers or some number like that. Some not giant number, you know? And I'm like, okay, you know? And I checked the channels. One guy has 45 viewers. A bunch of the other guys are just tiny, or they're not they have like 1 or 2 viewers, but they have a good amount of followers. This one guy had like 22 viewers and had like 300 or some followers. And basically from it, I started feeling, since these guys had a lot more followers than I did, but their viewers in general weren't, you know, much more. And then I'm like, okay, how long have they been streaming for? One guy, 6 hours. Another guy, 7 hours. Another one, 11 hours. I'm like, 11 hours? Now I'm starting to feel okay about my 4-hour KSP stream. I don't think that's too bad anymore, you know? Now with these big craft, for some reason, it's always very hard to kill off velocity. I never understood why. And you just gain velocity for no reason because you're big, I guess. I mean, I've maxed at 11 on YouTube, and I think during a KSP stream, like 7 on Twitch. I gotta use the engines. Well, the only thing that's nice is that this whole thing is happening during the day. So it's nice and bright out. Just to make our lives easier, I'm gonna have us dock to one of these. And because for some reason it's easier to do this, I'm gonna roll the whole station. It's literally easier to move the whole station than it is to dock on the other side with like a space shuttle or a SSTO. I'm gonna just time warp a bit. I did not mean to do that. Wow. I accidentally tabbed out. Not the first time I've done that, not the last. It's just that thankfully this was not a very pressing moment. Otherwise that could have ended very, very badly. Okay, 0-0. Nice. Now I can target the docking port. Time to do the lazy, actually, in this case it's completely necessary, but in general it's known as the lazy way of docking. Control from here. We're going to wait for this thing to figure out what it's doing. Go very slowly towards it. Then we're gonna open and control from here. Nice. I'm gonna line this up. Dock in a shuttle. Ah, shoot. I might have to roll this thing. Kill off our velocity. Roll it. Roll it. I actually did manage to kill off the velocity. Wow, that surprises me. Now we're gonna line this up. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna quick save here. I'm gonna slow us down so I can have some more power over fine tuning. I'm gonna get us like this so we're nice and lined up. And I know it's gonna start fighting me, and I feel it already. I see it already. But we should get it. Last moment line up. Nope, nope, nope. I see you doing that. Come on. Beautiful. Beautiful. That wasn't that hard. That wasn't that hard at all. Nice. Beautiful. Take your screenshots. Take your pictures. Beautiful. Nice. Turn the lights back on and let's see who we have to switch. Clean. Yeah, that was nice. Okay, we're gonna... Chrisry. Chrisry is complete... is new. Oh, I can add a slot? I didn't know that. I didn't know I could have this over here and this many Kerbals. That makes my life easier. Pilot, and an engineer. Okay, now let's see. Murfrod. Do I need to get Murfrod? I do need to get Murfrod. Okay, we're gonna send our singular engineer, being Gemfell, into there. Then, where's the rest of our peoples? There's one in here. Hazy is there. Let's get Chrisley. Nice name. These guys I switched out already. No, I didn't. I did not switch these guys out. Okay, I can get the rest of you two, Mike and Gurkus. One to there. And the other as well. Now I got 4. Get Siebel. And let's get Yilmi. Throw y'all in there. And then get... oh, reset the camera. Murfrod. And throw him in there. Nice, quick, and easy. Wow. That was a lot. Besides the ascent was bad. But the actual end the rendezvous, or fapping around rather, the actual docking and crew switch was pretty darn easy. I have a few screenshots of this thing docked there. That's pretty nice. That's pretty darn cool. Pretty darn good, as I say. Not sure where I got that from. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. Make sure everything's full with electricity. Just about. Transmit that. Please tell me this is, researching. Yeah, not much science per day, but we're doing something. Yeah, I'm not gonna be here or visit this station for a minute after we get into the actual thing. It's been an hour so far. It's taken us an hour to get to the main course. Which, at least at a restaurant, is not the first time that's happened to me. Would not be the first time, rather. Okay, I don't think I have any science things or anything on the station I need to grab. Oh, I saw one of the poor souls with like 7 or so viewers. Poor guy, he was playing on the, with the life support mods on, so the Kerbals had to have food, water, fertilizer, and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh no. No. I mean, the mod I have does have support for that, but I would rather not get into that, since the crew swap thing and resupply things, I do that, one, to refuel the station, but also, I need to refuel the station, but also just, you know, for fun. But that would, like, make it so I would be stressed about it. That would make it so I had to do it, you know? And, like, I couldn't do super long missions. I mean, I could, but, you know, I would just have to send in an emergency resupply, send up food and stuff. So I thought about it, but I decided against it, doing anything like that. Probably for the better. I'm gonna undock. I'm not sure what adds that effect from undocking. No, I don't want to control from here. I want to control from here. Yeah. Now. Oh, shoot. How much monopropellant do we have in here? Okay, we're full. Never mind. This thing has a bunch of monopropellant on it that I hadn't really used. I can get rid of one of these, so this is back in the center. Close this. It'd be nice if that had some monopropellant in it. Now it's time to do the fun thing and find an airfield to land at. Since this area is dark, it's very dark, and it's only going to get darker. This is probably our best option, is Kraken's Bane, is where we could land. Are we clear of the station? Yeah, we are. But the question is, when do we start burning? I'm gonna warp here, and hopefully... that seems a bit early. I'm gonna do it over here. I don't really want to land at night. Landing at night's always a pain. Landing the space shuttle itself already is just a pain. Let's close the bay doors. The problem is always undershooting the runway. The SSTO, the SSTO is so nice in the fact that you can just turn on the jet engines and fly to anywhere you need to go. And make a beautiful landing. With this, it's a bit more complicated. Since when you undershoot something with the space shuttle, yeah, you could very unrealistically fire the engines, but if you overshoot it, then you might be cooked. So I think I'm gonna leave this here. Hopefully that's not an undershoot. I seriously doubt it's an overshoot, but I might eat my words in a few minutes. So we're gonna quick save. And then we're going to shuttles are just fancy falling bricks. Kind of, yeah. I'll give you that one, yeah. Now, something I forgot to do earlier that I probably should have done. Pump fuel to the forward tanks, so the shuttle is less inclined to flip out. So we have a bit more stability. Oh, I just realized my control surfaces are not activated. That's the wrong thing. I need the control surfaces. Okay, good. I caught that in time. Oh, I'm very lopsided. Come on. Maybe it's because I have the RCS on, but the shuttle's doing an amazing job of not flipping out. Okay, we're equalized now. That's really weird why one side was a lot more full than the other. Okay, we might overshoot. Or maybe not. I think we will. This is gonna make it harder to regain control, but I'm just gonna flip this thing. RCS, thank you, but I don't need you right now. Let's see if I could slow this thing down. Can stop spinning the shuttle now, giving the poor Kerbals a headache. Turn the RCS back on. I don't need to be going vertically down though. I need some more horizontal speed, so I got it spinning to decrease some velocity, since spinning always slows you down unless you're in a vacuum. But spinning in almost any situation will slow you down. Oh, and the SAS actually figured it out and stopped the spin. I give it credit for that. Wow, nice job. Also, because this mod is like old, I mean, I did fix it so it's not showing like purple around the things anymore, but look it, the runway is literally underground. So the nice big beautiful runway I can't land at, and these I have to go for these smaller ones, which this one's also underground. Okay, now we're not low enough in the atmosphere for our control surfaces to fully take hold. Gonna lock the gimbal on these since they're not doing anything. Now I am in a flat spin and I don't particularly appreciate that. What is active? One of my engines is active. Shut down. And so is this one, isn't it? No, that one's done. There, shut down. Okay. Ooh. Come on, do I have the fuel for this? I don't think I have the control over the thing. Come on, pull some G's. Gotta treat this thing like a 5th generation fighter aircraft. Come on, you can turn. You can pull some G's. Cut the engine because we're going fast now. Why didn't NASA just do this? So much easier than gliding. I'm gonna have to turn the engine back on. I'm gonna have to. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Roll, roll. Beautiful landing. Beautiful landing, pop the chutes. Hit the brakes. I'm not sure why that's there, so we're gonna avoid that. Stop, please. Ooh, with runway to spare. Oh, beautiful landing. Beautiful. Amazing. That's one of my best shuttle landings. I think I've only ever done like 1 or 2 shuttle landings where I didn't have to turn on the engine out of all the ones I've done. So, hello there, Impalishiver. Impalish? I'm not sure how to say your name, but thanks for the compliment. Hope you're doing well today. And then I have all this stuff. The launch towers. Okay, now it's time for the main event. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've in fact been waiting for. Appreciate that, Impalish. Okay, we're gonna get a all-star crew of Desvis. It's just the first guy I saw. Tankus. Thank you very much, the pimps, for subscribing. The pimps for subscribing. Greatly appreciate that. We're going to steal the moon. That would be a trip, wouldn't it? Let's see. Dungus, did I just blink Dungus? Oh, I need to cross everyone else off the list. Boom, 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 and this list is done. Nice. Hazy, I just brought back, so I'll give him a break. I need 2 pilots. I need a few good pilots. Tanboat? No, I haven't flown Tanboat in a minute. And Phylong. Genested Crewman? Oh, yeah, that one. Let's see. They have weird names. Kenbert, Tandard, Burden, Dudman, Erming. I had one of them that was called Master Kerman. Master Kerman. Now, this thing here, it's based partially. The design is based off a Matt Lound ship that he made a few days ago, so you may or may not recognize it. Hopefully don't. Matt Lound, please don't sue me. We're going to... Can I teleport until... there we go. Warp to next sunrise. So we can get this thing in all of its glory. It's the canceled SLS Block 2. Beautiful. Magnificent. Okay, now I have this at the thrust limiter at 50%, so I'm not even sure this mission I'm about to do is possible with this thing. That's how ambitious it is. We at Ice Aerospace love to push the limits of everything. Maybe I should have made the bottom of this fairing a bit wider or longer, but whatever. So, I have a choice. I can either do this mission more realistically, or I can do it in a way that's more curable and actually, for once, more efficient. So again, Malduck, I'm gonna give you or anyone else that's there the choice of. That's a rhetorical question. It's very weird because for once the more outlandish option is actually the more efficient one. Yeah, we're gonna have to crank this up. Option 2, yep. Figured you'd say that. Okay, ready, set, go. Also, for some reason that almost doubled our Delta V, that little thing I did. Oh, the guy's name was Imp Ali Shiver Alishver. That makes more sense. So what are we doing? Okay, we are sending this giant thing to the Mun. But we're not. It's not that simple though. It's deceptively simple. What we're doing. That first part of it, at least. This thing here is big, which means that I've been able to fit a entire surface base in here. Now we're going to be going to a part of the Mun. We're going to be grabbing a bunch of science, taking rocks, taking all the stuff, and this nice surface base, and then we're going to take off with the surface base, and we're going to dock the surface base in orbit with the Gecko station. Now, frankly, if I was not an idiot and I still had my old Mun station still in orbit, then I would just dock it with that. But because, you know, things are just how they are, this is how it is. Okay, I don't need these runways to appear anymore. I just realized this thing doesn't have any monopropellant thrusters. Any monopropellant thrusters or monopropellant on it. I'm not sure what that thing sticking out is. Okay, well that's gonna make my life a lot harder. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Now, if you notice, we're in space and the rocket is still in one piece. That's how overpowered it is. Well, was still in one piece. That was a lot of staging in quick succession. Okay, now we can say we're done with that. Actually, we're not done, but I just want to get rid of that thing. And then we can go back to a burning program. I'm not sure why our apogee is so high. It shouldn't have been, but we can go to the mun now. There. That was pretty quick. It's only a 30-second burn to get to the mun. That's probably the fastest I've ever seen. And now you get a nice view at the actual thing. I mean, if I'm being honest, there are actually ways I could modify this thing in space. So it's not the end of the world that it doesn't have monopropellant thrusters, even though I did consider reverting, which is what the KSP stream number 4 me would have done. But I'm just like better, you know? So I don't have to do that. Also, dang it, it is hot in this room. I don't know why, but every room I stream in is hot. I don't know why, it's just hot in here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. What's the thrust to weight ratio? That's a pretty good thrust to weight ratio. I'm gonna trust this and hope I'm not making a mistake. Close enough. I don't even have monopropellant on this thing. Handbart has never flown before. Wow. Okay day. I can throw these together. Focus the view on the mun. Wow, I can actually circularize with this stage. Efficiency, my friends, efficiency. Okay, we're going to time warp there. I definitely need to install the mod Better Time Warp. 100%. Okay, we're now in the sphere of influence of the mun. You can see how close to the lunar surface we are. Wow, what's our perigee? 8K? That doesn't look like 8K to me, but whatever. There's the sun. Beautiful moonrise. Actually, no, this would be a sunrise still. And boom. No, keep my camera like this. I like it. And kill the engine. Beautiful. This is a bit interesting orbit. Now it's time to go into the little known cheats menu. And we're gonna turn on biomes visible so I can tell where I need to land. We're gonna turn on flags. How many times have I been here? I've been to that one before. Okay. Wow, this is bright. That's very bright. I've been there a bunch of times too. This is the Twin Craters. Oh, wait. Rendezvous mission. Yeah, I've never been here for a station science. Perfect. Okay. Hit him. I missed the button, but it's okay. And boom, we're landing there. Nice, great to know. This is starting to concern me how well things are falling into place. I'm not used to things going this well. Okay, we need to get over there. Now I should, even though we're overpowered, I do not believe we have a 20 freaking, TWR rust to weight ratio. We're coming in very horizontally, so we don't have that great of a... We don't have all that much time to burn. Drop them. Now, for some reason, this engine just straight up doesn't have a plume or anything. I don't know why. Maybe I need to update the mod. I really don't want to land on this slope. I have a bad feeling that... I can't zoom in anymore, but I have a bad feeling we're going to land on the slope. Nah. I'm gonna need to start burning like this, just to kill off vertical speed and not horizontal speed, since I don't want to have to land in this crater either. Okay, we killed off all of the vertical speed. Oh, some exploded. I heard it. I heard it. English, wow. We're gonna decrease our speed a bit more. We have a ton. I didn't realize how much fuel we had in this stage. Okay, now we can start burning again. Can we? How much insurance do we have there? Oof. Yeah, let's burn a bit more vertical. Great. Point back this way. Oh, and this thing's got amazing TWR. We got fuel for days. Leeway for days. Oh wait, no, this is over here. Law of gravity data. That's not a whole lot of science I'm getting. Probably should have put a ladder up there. Ooh, look at that beautiful dust. Nope, I am not allowing you to flip. I am not allowing you to flip. I did not feel like using vessel mover, and plus I have the fuel to mess around right now. So I could just find another nice place to land, like here. I don't remember there being this much dust. Oh, I know what mod is doing that, but I don't remember it being, you know, this much. Wrong thing. Move. Ooh, that was a good save. Place vessel. Oh my gosh, vessel mover, you did this to me? Nah, vessel mover, you're a piece of crap. Really? You just got... I'm stuck. I mean, I guess that's what I get, but... Come on, vessel mover. And I can't even do anything about it. I'm just frozen in time. Well, I'm gonna have to do that again. Yeah, so a vessel mover decided to screw us over and basically got us stuck. Just literally stuck. Hovering off the ground. Am I in the right place? Almost. Good enough. So that kind of sucked, you know? I think I overshot this. I definitely overshot this. Unless I start slowing down a lot faster, which is not happening, I don't think I can do this. They look tiny, but they're the largest ones in the game. Okay, I actually was able to do this. I did it inefficiently, but I did it. That's the important part. Yeah, and if you didn't notice this interesting structure around here, those are all individual fuel tanks, little fuel tanks that I stacked on top of each other. Gonna turn this way. Nope, I do not need you flipping out. I mean, I think that they do, since, well, first of all, before I forget, we're gonna open the doors. We're gonna do this nice experiment. But yeah, like, here, the temperature, toggle display. You can see the temperature's going up as I get closer to the surface. I was gonna say, landing legs, you better catch me. Yeah, I kind of thought so too. Well, we did it. We landed. Nice. Get our scientist out on EVA, take the data, store the experiments. Okay, now here comes the hard part. Okay, he's somehow on there. Not gonna ask how. I've never been to the Twin Craters before. Wait, what? I'm sure I've been here. I'm sure I've been here. Oh yeah, I have. I'm not sure why the mystery guru has so much stuff then. I'm going to... I can actually store the stuff in here. Let me just observe local space. Beautiful. I'm going to take the data. Then we're going to run it again. And we're going to leave that there for a bit. Now, I didn't take the data from that. Take the data from there. Take all the data. EVA. No, I don't want to overwrite the EVA report. Now we're going to come over to here. Conduct material study. Nice. Collect data. Store. And let's... Circumnavigated... By circumnavigated, do you mean like gone around the entire thing? I mean, I've been to every biome and got science from it. From all of them, rather. So restore, observe. Now I'm gonna collect the data, restore it again just in case. Oh, I haven't gone over the whole thing. Store experiments. But I've been to I've been to every biome. I'm not gonna drive around the whole thing. First of all, because that would take forever. Second of all, rovers in this game would flip over every 2 seconds. And also, there's craters and rocks and everything here. I don't think you can... It's almost impractical to have a rover, since parallax makes the moon more rocky than the moon is in real life. We're gonna do an EVA report. Oh wait. I almost forgot. Plant the dang flag. Twin Craters Station Science. Okay, and from that wink, I'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, well that didn't go very well. Whoa! Did you see that? Did you see that glitch? Huh. Interesting. Gonna board. We're gonna chill. It was a really weird thing where the Kerbal flipped over. He was gonna hit the ground on his head, and he just out of nowhere just like righted himself, just teleported right side up. It was weird. Okay, now we can deploy all the solar panels, make this thing look like an actual surface base, you know, in the sun. Take your pictures, your selfies, all that good stuff. Oh, don't want to do that. Oh yeah, and the Kerbal was leaving footprints. If you didn't see, when he was walking around, you can actually see some there. But he was leaving footprints. I neglected to mention that. Okay, we've done all our stuff here. Let's get out of here. I really like that mod that makes the dust and stuff appear. Okay, it's good to know which direction I'm flying. That's north. I don't want to go north. I want to go on the 90-degree vector. This is so why? Okay. Come on. There we go. Nice and high. Now, I probably should have budgeted. I probably should have been a bit more conservative with, how high my apogee was. That used 400 meters per second of delta V. And I'm gonna be honest with you, not sure if I have the feel for what I'm gonna attempt to do next. We're not quite coming in from min-miss orbit, so it's not gonna be as fast, but it's still gonna be pretty darn, you know, problematic, as they say. Not gonna have to use as much fuel, but still quite a bit. Good enough. Actually, 13,513. That's a hard to reach number. Okie day. Now, beautiful. Actually, not beautiful. Cutting it way too close there. There we go. Good enough. I'm gonna have to cut into my fuel reserve tank. Or my reserve tank, rather. Okay. Come on. About there. Just about there. Yeah, good enough. Okay, now here comes the difficult part. Probably could have just double-clicked Kerbin, but... yeah, I'm not doing that. This actually isn't that expensive to do what I'm trying to do. That's actually not expensive at all. Delta, I mean, it's kind of expensive, but I have the budget, is what I'm saying. It's inside the budget. Unlike most every other time, I actually have the Delta V to do it. Can I get this to go around one more time? I'll take that as a no. Yeah, in the dark, it definitely does. It does look a lot like a black hole since it has the atmosphere around it, which kind of looks like the horizon around a black hole. I just thought about it, even with this giant relative speed, I could actually slow it down without having to do other maneuvers. I do have the feel for it, but I don't think it's worth it. Let's just go with the easier way of doing it, the more surefire way. At an hour and 42 to be almost done with this mission is actually pretty good, considering I only started it like 42 minutes ago. This is still in the bounds of a Warburger stream in terms of time. Now I know the KSP craze was past, so you know, a lot less people tuning in to this kind of thing or looking for KSP stuff. The thing that I thought was weird, there's like a ton of beginners on the game, people and doing stuff that, you know, I was way more skilled and a lot better than at the game that would make some video about getting to the money and get like 300k views, and I'm like, what? You know? Like, that's crazy. I'm not sure why that was just tweaking on the side there. Wow, I can cut it close. Probably point. Let's go with 0.4. That's probably the best. Make. Wait, 3-second burn. 0.3 second. I'm gonna have to enable the crossfeed. Yeah, next up is docking. Which is gonna be honestly questionable. And I don't have a very nice place to dock it on the station either. No, I do not want to select the debris. warp here. I think what's going to be even harder than the docking, at least if I don't play my cards right, is going to be slowing ourselves down. Since we're approaching way fast. So I'm going to wait until we get 10 kilometers. I'm going to quick save before I forget. I've gotten pretty good at quick saving. I used to forget a lot. Now not nearly as much. Now it can kill off almost all of our velocity. Which will give us basically the same orbit as it. Ooh, did not mean to do that. Though we have the delta V for it. We have the delta V to be inefficient. How far is our intersect? Wow, 6.5 cams. Let's kill off our velocity. Then point at it. I don't know how it's so high, but again, I don't really have monopropellant. Well, actually I do. I have little monopropellant thrusters, but they're so small and weedy that I can't do a whole lot. How close is that gonna get me? I'll go for that. I'm in one of those crappy situations where it's really hard to get an encounter. Get up close to it. Ooh, almost missed it. Almost flew by. There we go. Not bad. I just realized I don't have any way to kill off my forward velocity. So I'm gonna slam into the station. Oh, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. This may somehow actually be harder than docking the shuttle from earlier. My gosh, so close. Come on. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, now I need to do some... I think Tankus is an engineer. So we're going to EVA Tankus. Please be an engineer. There we go. Now we're going to do something very interesting. Ah, no, I don't think I can do it this far away. But we docked it. My original plan was actually going to be to dock this part onto one of the, arms, refueling arms of the station. But if I'm being honest, I think this is better. Yeah, I think this is better. That does actually mean we will have a stowaway on the station. We're gonna throw you in the Asylum Cellar module. Nice, nice. Process us some data. That gave this thing some more data. What about these? Nice, 18. This thing's operating. This thing, nice. 18 as well. Nice. Okay, mission successful. Had I had the monopropellant tanks and thrusters, I would have, OCS thrusters rather, I would have docked this there. I would have done some extra things, but I consider this successful. I do need to send out a Gone EPA. Told you it would be fine. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now, if I'm being honest, it would have been a lot funner to just throw this thing into a Kerbin than dock it, but you know, maybe I'll do that another time. Since with all these little parts flying around. Okay, it's gonna be interesting getting this thing clear of the station. Pretty good thrust to weight ratio with this thing. Yeah, most of these fuel tanks are near complete empty. I'm actually going to be pretty close to the Kerbal Space Center. We're passing over it. There it is. Use the RCS to keep us stable. There it goes. Fly right over it. Okay, we just flipped out. Ah, crap. What exploded? It was one of the solar panels. Okay. That thing's just tweaking out. It's just spinning downwards. I definitely need to shave some ablator off this thing. Would have given us a bit more delta V. Not a significant amount, but just a bit more. If efficiency is key, you know. Which it isn't. Wow, that thing just disintegrated. What else just splashed down? Oh, the heat shield. Next time I'm definitely just gonna throw that thing into a freaking Kerbin and see it get torn apart by re-entry heating. And splash down. Beautiful. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, come on, I'm waiting on you. Concludes today's stream. We got 100 signs from that. Oh, I had a crew report. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the crew report. That sucks. Well, that's a bit of science we couldn't get for the station, I think, but I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you had fun. I know I did. Thank you to the pimps for subscribing. So I guess this stream was successful in that way, even though I did lose a subscriber earlier today for some reason. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see y'all next time. This has been Joining Us with some KSP. Adios, Malduck. I appreciate it, and I'll see ya. Adios. That goes for all of y'all on YouTube as well.